Welcome back. Another Monday Night Live. We're back again on this Pumpkinhead project. Woo! Which is going to be, it's going to turn into an exciting deal. We left him last week. He's still just the body and legs. We're going to move on tonight. Tonight, we're going to get these arms in place and posed. Maybe even get some hands put together. I don't know. And then we got to do a tail, and then we'll move on to heads, things like that. However, this little guy's going to take some time. And we're going to wait. Linda, awesome to see you. Glad you're here. We're going to hang it just a little bit because we've only got one so far. We'll wait for everybody else to show up before we get moving. Once again, I'm going to go back and restate that this is not a true tutorial or a true class because I've never made a little dude like this about this size. So I'm learning right along with you guys. And you guys get to see me struggle and go through. So hopefully those that are building along, I know I've seen some, and Linda are here. Linda Solis is here and Linda Hines is here. And I believe Linda Hines, I believe you submitted some pictures. So I know I got at least one of you is actually moving along and building. Look, we got 5 in the house now, 5 in the house, 2 talking. We're getting closer. Wait a little bit longer. We're going to get moving on this. First thing we're going to do is figure out a way to mount these arms and position. And I almost lost power. We got some storms going on. Let me just say this right now. Storms going on, it's raining outside. Power flickered. Hang with me. We might be good tonight, or I might lose power. So we're going to find out what's going on. We're going to pose the arms first. Then I'll figure out how to attach them. And I've got kind of an idea. I went about all this wrong beforehand. Okay, yeah, probably. You're right. It was Linda Solis. Not soulless. You're not soulless. Anyway, it's hard to keep all you guys straight. And I don't know if you guys can hear. Can you hear the music in the background? It's kind of turned down a little bit, but this is supposed to be a bunch of different stuff and not the same song over and over again. Let me know if you can hear it. And we got a total of 4 now. And if you can't hear it and it is too loud, I'll turn it down. Let me know. You're probably gonna have to stabilize these legs just a tad bit better to the base too. Joey's here. What's up, Joey? Solis. All right. Thank you, Linda. Nope, don't hear anything. Then I guess I can turn it up a little bit. Can you hear that? Because I can. All right, tonight we're going to need hot glue gun for sure. So if you got hot glue, you should have a hot glue gun. You get the hot glue gun, break it out. I'm going to go ahead and plug mine in and get it warming up. I'm going to use it here in just a moment. Julius, nice to see you here, and thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the channel, and hopefully you enjoy the lives, bro. And all right, hot glue gun's heating up. Let's get moving on to. Well, let's throw this picture up here real quick. Woo, let's go. Let's share. Let's share screen. Share. Back over here. All right. So right now we're going to work on closing these arms out. First thing I want to do is just like I did on the legs. I'm going to find a spot to cut and mark been 45. Well, this will be more of a 90. Over here's going to be kind of a 45. So we kind of get this bit first, and then we're going to position them and glue them on. And then I think we'll probably go ahead and I like to make some little hands for this thing. So we'll see that. Man, I'm surprised you guys can't hear that. That is so loud over here. Huh. I might have to download that. How about now? That's like max volume. Loud. All right, I'll turn it down. Okay, that'll be better. That'll be better. Let's get moving on. The music isn't too loud to overpower anything. And hey, Bob, what's up? Bob's in the house. Nice to see you. If the music does get too loud or it is too loud and you can't hear what I'm saying or doing, say it in chat. I'll turn it down. Um, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna cut these arms, gonna get these bent, and we're gonna get these things into place. Let's get off my face and get down here to the work mat. Maybe. In that picture, let's pull this back up. His arms are pretty long. I guess maybe it's more the fingertips here at the end that really kind of pull that down. But when I was first looking at this thing, those arms look fairly long. So when I made these arms here, I just basically over exaggerated it, right? So can I move you over there? I want you over here, and I want you over here. Huh, can't. All right, let's do this. Boom, back to here. So these arms are a little bit long. I'm going to leave them long and lanky, even if it's not proportional to the actual true movie monster, because I think it's going to look creepier. I'm just trying to get this in the focus here. And let's see. You know what I didn't do last time when I did the legs? I didn't tell you how far up I went and made those bends. I'll measure that out in a minute and let you guys know. So I'm wanting this. I'm about almost middle. This should be, what was this? This thing was, do I have a tape measure down here? I think this should be about 12 inches long. 12 inches long. Where's my tape measure at? Well, not quite 12. It's about 11 and a half. So I'm going to divide that up. That's almost half. It's almost 5.5. Come down just a little bit lower. All right, so if I didn't give measurements on the legs where I bent those things out at, then here just a little bit when I'm done with these arms, I'll measure them off real quick for any of those who are playing catch up. So this marks pretty much 5.5 inches from the top from here down. So this is basically the top side of the shoulder. This is going to be where our wrist is down here. I'm going to cut these around just like I did last week with the legs so we can bend them and get them into place. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's got some decent weather. It's been pretty warm here. We've had a chance for rain for the past few days, and it's finally kind of rained today. Actually, rain. I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day who were out there actually celebrating Mother's Day. We uh, we had a good one here. My brother and his family showed up, and his wife's mom, and our mom, and my wife, and friends. We did a little barbecuing. It was a good day. Let's have a look at this picture again. Hello, Charlotte. Glad to see you here tonight. Hope everything's going good. He's almost up a little bit with that, so let's bend that just a little further. Okay, that'll work there. I'm probably going to throw this picture up, up and down quite a bit on this because I'm really trying to get pretty close to how that. I thought that was a sculpture look, but the more I look at that picture, I think maybe that's just like an art piece, either someone digitally made him or I actually think it's on a website to do make a wallpaper with. That's what I really think it's from. I hope Craig's okay. I haven't seen him. Didn't see him last week. The other week he seemed to. I don't know if he wasn't feeling good or not. It was kind of funky there for a minute. Yeah, this one's not going to be bit quite as much. He's going to be. Let's pose him just a little bit more. All right. So let's do this. Always hot in Florida. Right on. I'm glad Mother's Day was good. It's been it's just been pretty warm here, which is that time of year too. So you guys can see here, this hand is going to be like now my arms are in the way. This hand is going to be kind of coming out here. This one is off and out to the side a little bit. I might even put it down. But that's going to work right there. I'm going to throw some hot glue in this joint on the elbows real quick and kind of lock them into place. And then we'll see about getting this attached to the body. To the birdie. Get it attached to the birdie. I'm sorry, Charlotte, that it was a rough, long day. That's never any fun. And that's right, you work at a correction facility as well, if I remember correctly. All right, let's let these dry up a little bit. And you can see my ugly mug for a little while. We're going to attach these. I went ahead and grabbed another hanger wire. or hanger. It's soon to be hanger wire. And this is how we're going to attach those. Remember, right? If you guys remember at the beginning of this, there is in the middle of the upper body here, we had like a T across here with the CPVC running to each side. So basically, at the very, very end, it's kind of hollow than the one down here. What I'm going to wind up doing is drilling a hole for the top side here down into that CPVC, a hole that this hanger wire can go down into. And then I'll have this wrap around the shoulder portion of the arm, stick it in through that hole, tack it down with some hot glue into place, and then we'll wind up macheting around and over it, and that'll lock everything into place later on. Craig is here. Awesome. Nice to see you, dude. So you're the what is the property sergeant? What does that mean? Because that I don't know. Hi, baby. Okay, let's find a drill bit. All right, I got you. Okay. I bet that can get pretty busy, especially if you're taking in a lot of new people. This is going to work. This drill bit that I'm going to use in case you guys are interested in. This is a 3/32 drill bit. It should be big enough hole to get the hanger wire into. Shouldn't be too loose. It should be kind of tight a little bit, hopefully so. We'll see. As long as it kind of tacks into place, it's going to be okay. Because like I said, once we get the arms in place and wrap it with some tape and then mache it all down into one piece, it's that mache that's going to block it in there and make it one piece. All righty, let's see. Stand you guys up real quick. Make you a little bit taller. How about that? Might need to put you on a whole different stand. Now we're working towards the top of this. So that got all the way through that CPVC. Yep, that's going to work. Okay. That's what I needed to know. Let's turn her around and do this one. Look at that. I drilled all the way through his body. All the way through his body. Now, lengthwise for wire, I'm not really sure. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. See what I want to do. I wonder if I should drill a hole through. If I can get around the wire. Let's see if I can get around the wire and drill a hole through the shoulder. I don't know if this will work or not, but we're going to try it. Okay, that got us through. Now we'll see about right on. Right on. See, look at that. We're all the way through there. That's going to work. How about that? Now I'm just going to bend this kind of around. I think I'll bend it around to the top so I can hide that because there's going to be a nice noise. Noise. Sorry about that. What am I going to do here? So it needs to be bent right about there. I need another pair of pliers. This will work. Let's do this. Worked out pretty good. The distance is about right. I don't need that all the way going through. Just need this to go into the shoulder for a little stabilization. I know it hole's right there. There it is. Just shoulder. Let's have a look. Before we get this in full, yeah, let's change that up just a bit. Change that just a bit. I don't want that far. Maybe it'll be okay. Let's see. I gotta straighten that out. I gotta bend that in a different spot. So I'm just fighting with this a little bit. I didn't want where originally that was at. I was really poking that wire out past the arm a little bit. Now, probably would have been able to hide it with some texture and stuff on the shoulder, but I just didn't want to add more work to myself if I didn't have to. So let's see about getting some glue on this. Just to tack him into place here. Gotta love the hot glue. Set and wait. for it to dry. Let's see what's going on in the chat while I'm doing this. Okay. What are you doing, Rufus? Huh? What are you wanting? Are you down here because Mom's down here? Huh? Yeah. Now, let's see if we can do this all over again with another arm. Craig, do you do a live deal on YouTube? I see Charlotte's asking about it. That'd be interesting to see. Come on, baby, get through there. Mm. Oh, that's at a bad angle. I don't like that at all. Don't like. Maybe if I do this, I will. You know what? I can bend that out that way too. I can posing. Okay, I think that'll work. I think we'll go with that. Ha! Okay. Let's see if I can kind of get this tag in here. That's really going to be strange. I'm going to cheat this. Well, sir, I would prefer him to be on the bigger scale. As an actual prop for Halloween, but what everybody voted for. So here we are. See, it was super quiet in the chat the other day when Craig wasn't around to holler at everybody. Surprised I haven't seen Reaper on here yet. Wonder where he'd be. Okay. Let's see. It's gonna get this look. He looks funky. That looks funky. But going back to this pick, let's pull this back up. Pull this back up. And just kind of in this dynamic pose, so we're just going to try to pull through at that. Add some more on top there. I think I can work with that. I just feel like that's so far away from the body right there. Like that's got to come in. I might not be able to pull off the same pose. I like that better. I think we'll just do that. I like that better. Okay, I do like that better, so let's move you. Oh yeah, that's funny. That does kind of remind me of those guys too. I can see that. Those little bitty dudes, Men in Black, came in and there's like 3 or 4 of them. Always messing with Jay. Hey Jay, what are you doing? Yep. I see that. I can agree with that assessment. All right, but before we do that, let's build some hands. Let's prop this back down so we're not so high up there. I'm gonna have to have some different cameras stands. All right, let's see. Pull this back up one more time because I'm pretty sure he only has 4 fingers. 1, 2, yes, correct. 1 thumb and 3 fingers. And those hands are kind of long in a way. All right. What do I got? What do I got for hands? What do I got? I'm not going to use. I'm not going to use hanger wire for this. You can get away with the hanger wire to do this part that I'm getting ready to show you for doing these fingers and stuff for the hands. I just happen to have this really light. I don't even know if you can really call it armature wire. It's some kind of basically like an aluminum wire. It bends very, very easy. But considering there's not going to be any weight on this hand part, I'm pretty sure I can get away with this. This will be easy for me to manipulate and bend the fingers. And then I can mache detail to it. And it'll be okay. Lupin, what's up? Good to see you, dude. You're here now, though. Oh. It's music. So in comparison to his body, pretty birdie, his hands. Because part of the wire is going to be hand too, and then finger. And his hands are pretty. Yeah, those fingers are really over exaggerated. So let's go with that. We're going to go with longer fingers. Longer fingers are always creepier anyway. What are those? I don't know. I mean, most of the stuff like you had that you devoted over to this side stayed on the side. You know what? Yeah, this could be ceiling hanging wire. I don't know, man. It's a little bit thinner than that. It's not quite as. This stuff's pretty malleable. Pretty easy to bend. Boy, those need to go in trash. They don't cut well at all. We need 4 more. Well, that's the deal, Rufus. I need to see if I can get Bree to go outside and grab me a bottle of water. Are you sure? Okay, we should be 4 and 4. Here we go. Linda, it could be. I mean, I can't remember a while back. This has been a couple of years ago. I think I bought this stuff at Home Depot because no one had. I went out looking for actual armature wire, like at Hobby Lobby and stuff, and none of those guys had any. So I ran in. I want to say I ran in the Home Depot and found this. Well, awesome, Craig. I'm glad somehow it's entertaining. All I did basically right now is bundled up all four of the ends and did a little bit of tape. Tried to pull it tight. Electrical tape would have worked a lot better because you can pull it real tight and stretch it, bond it a little bit better. But I've got some. It's outside the truck. I'm not going to run out there and get it, so I'm just going to use the tape I have on hand. And I am going to go ahead and just shoot a little bit of hot glue right down here. At this base. Because I'm pretty sure when I get to pulling and tugging on these things, it's going to want to move those. Like they'll roll on you. Right? Oh, stuff is falling everywhere. Yeah, Charlotte, send me a picture of that. I'd love to see it. I always enjoy seeing props that were actually done and outside for Halloween. Having this new area almost done down here is exciting as well. There's a lot more space down here in this area now. So it's going to open some things up for some different projects. Carrie's got plenty of space down here now too. So it's going to work out well. And I'm going to dab this with a little hot glue too. Thanks, baby. Is it still raining up there? Yeah, Logan, you're correct. Hey, sorry, just saw that. Linda says, right. Oh, this glue gun here, man. Let me tell you something. This is by no means a professional glue gun at all. I want to get a better one, but this glue gun, my parents had this glue gun. This is an old glue gun. This has been around my home since I was a kid, and I just wound up. It just wound up staying around, and yeah, so now I have it. It was just here, and it's definitely a hot temp glue gun. It's not low heat by any means necessary. Let's pull these fingers apart here. I want them wide enough that I can work on them to get some of the shade to stick to them. Got to kind of keep them together a little bit closer for, whatever. But if I were to do that, that really needs to be. I'm probably going to slit that open. That way, okay. And I'm throwing stuff around everywhere. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead. Can I get you down closer? Here we go. Super close up. Maybe. Can you see that? Does that work? That's better. That's in frame. I'm basically going to say that this right here is where the hand stops and the fingers would start. Let's spread this one out and kind of mark it the same way a little bit here. Just so we have a reference point. Can't even see what I'm doing. My hands are in the way, aren't they? Here we go. Hopefully that's better. All I'm doing is roughly marking, putting little dots here where the hand ends, right? So right here, my hand ends and my fingers start. So this kind of gives me a reference point from that point to do that. Steve, what's up, bro? Nice to see you, man. Yeah, dude, I want to get a better, like a high quality glue gun and some glue sticks for construction. You want some adhesives that won't give out quite as easily with heat. Okay, this is going to be the left hand. So we need to shorten. Well, let's pull this picture back up. I know what I want to do with this thumb, but let's look at the reference picture before I just do my own thing. Yeah, it starts off back down there. So here's what we're going to do. See, his thumb is basically coming right. Yeah, that knuckle is almost like they've almost got that knuckle right there, like right on the bridge, right on the break of the wrist right there. So a little bit further back than natural human. So we're going to pull this, because if this is where our hand stops, and this is about where the wrist is going to start. So let's pull this away, way back here. And hope I can keep this together with this hot glue. And then we're going to shorten this thumb up in reference. Now it's kind of sliding all over the place on me. And how many? It's hard to tell. I'm sure some of the fingers are longer than the other. I mean, when looking at that particular picture there, I would guess I'm just going to go with basic human anatomy, right? So put your hand down and basically, your middle finger of the bird, it's generally a little bit longer than all the rest of them, kind of tapers down. So I'll probably make this where This finger here actually be a little bit longer than these other two, but not by much, probably by just a little bit. I'll probably just take a little bit off each one of these so it's not that far off. But yeah, it is. They are going to be different sizes. And how many he's got right there, it stops, and then he's got kind of a stub. And man, I wish I could blow that up bigger where I can see it better. That's a second joint right there at the end. That's what we'll call that. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Oh, was that too early? Was that too early? We bent down. Let's straighten that back out and let's come here and bend that down a little bit more. And then this is going to break right here. Oh, okay. And we're going to do a little fingernail trimming right here. So that makes these guys a little shorter. And so I should have coming off the base of the hand, right? You got basically a knuckle in here, and then one here, and then one here. So, you know, you got two more joints here and here. So let's mark these off and say we got a joint here, and then joint here. Kind of like that. Joint here, joint here. That may work. That may work. I'm going to go ahead and kind of get this other hand coming along at the same time with this one. For this thumb, I'm really going to reference this other hand. There'll be enough distance, I'm sure, between the two hands that if these aren't exactly the same, you're not gonna pick it up with the naked eye. But I am for sure gonna make it as close as I can. All right. I don't think I've ever mentioned on here. I hate making hands. Like I've got some tutorials on making paper mache hands for monster hands, and they turn out pretty good. But man, I hate making hands. I am going to show some. Since I'm spreading these out to keep some space, I'm going to go ahead and shove some hot glue and fill in these gaps down here so I can keep this hand part from collapsing on me, so I can keep that spacing out a little bit easier. Let's do that right now. See if I can do that without burning myself. Right on, Charlotte. Yeah, I will check that out here after a bit. Dan Dolan, what's up? Nice to see you. Long time no see, no talk, man. It has been a while. First annual East Coast Hunters Convention next April. Dang. Dan, what's the exact dates, bro, and where's it at? I don't know. There's like lots of things I want to do. Like Steve was even talking about Texas Hunters Convention. Maybe one day I might even try to do a class there or something. But then, like I even told Diablo, we're going to try to swing by his place this year if we get a chance. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on. All depends on time and money, right? Money always being the big thing. Time and money. Speaking of money, over here at Unhinged Productions YouTube channel, if you like what we're doing and support, and you want to show some support, you can always think about joining Patreon. We don't do a lot of awesome stuff over there. I try to, but I suck sometimes. I need to give those guys an update. However, if you want to support the channel, think about going over there and spending $2 to $5 a month. It helps out tremendously. All the money that goes there, I use here on this channel. Like always, besides that, you guys just showing up and watching this show and being involved in the chat helps out tremendously as well. And as well, if you want to send a couple bucks, just do a super chat. Listen to me sound like a used car salesman, but I'm going to promote it anyway. I did pick up a new patron the other day, and I need to do a shout out for those guys because I have not made any new videos. It's being run by Transworld. Okay, it's being run by like Midwest Hunters, Oaks, PA. I'll have to look into that. See where it's at. See if I can actually get to it. Like I didn't even get to Transworld this year. It's been a while. Like we went. I used to go. My wife and I used to always attend and go. Like we went to Transworld before the one year when Hunters Hangout made it to Transworld, and that first year was awesome. Everybody was down there. It was so much fun. So awesome to meet everybody. It was a blast. Yes, looping tiny hands are extra hard. I agree. The bigger the hand, dude, even the bigger, like this project being this small. Yeah, this whole thing being little's a pain. The bigger they are, the easier they are to do. This is a challenge for sure. And I really, really beginning to wonder if Reaper said it wasn't him, but him and oh gosh, dang it. Now I'm drawing a blank. Two of those guys are really pushing hard to do this pumpkin head creature, and now I'm thinking that it was almost trying to be sabotaged to see if I could actually pull this thing off. But we agreed to it, so we're going to pull it off. Let's do a little fingernail trimming here as well so we can get these closer to the same. Or am I just way too long? Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, these fingers are quite a bit longer than the other ones. Let's trim this up a little more. From there. Let's take this one down to here. How about that? Trim this one back off here. Okay, that puts these hands relatively close to the same size. Yeah, dude, that year was so much fun. Good times, great people. I think that's the number one thing that I miss. I've said it so many times, right? But like everybody used to kind of be on their YouTube channel, right? And everybody was making something for Halloween and doing updates, or they were trying crazy stuff just to see if it would work. And that stuff was fun. And it was kind of fun seeing who was doing the next, what was the next project that someone's going to try to pull off. And you felt like you got to know everybody before you even met everybody. It was a good time. And I mean, Facebook's okay, but it just is not. Facebook's not the same. It lacks that personal touch, I guess I would say. I made those a little too short. This needs to bend back here. This one needs to bend back here a little bit. We need to bend back here a little bit further. See, we can just back those up a little bit. All right. And let's move back over this picture again. I want to look at these fingers again. We're doing it. That's two separate poses. That one right there, not where that finger kind of pops up. That's kind of creepy looking. I kind of like that. You might take that pose of that hand just for that arm. I dig that. It's got some neat motion to it. And then this hand over here, we may just do something like that. Not quite as much motion, but I like this. I like this motion in this hand. Makes that stand out. So I think that's where we're gonna go. But that's such an odd curl up right there too. Whatever though. We're gonna go that direction. And I don't think they did. They have a knuckle. They basically only did. This looks like one knuckle here and then another knuckle in the center, and not. This thing looks like it's only got two knuckles per finger, not three. Is there another picture here that I can see a better close up of that hand? I mean, everybody's kind of got their own depictions. This was back in the day, and that was just a rubber glove. That just came out and dropped. It looks like they tried to put another small knuckle there. It just wasn't real good work. It's like, yeah, basically what they do, they got kind of skin here. There's a knuckle there, and then this other knuckle it was basically the claws coming right out of it. Kinda, something like that. There's just no real good. I mean, that one looks like three, like right? 1, 2, 3. That looks like three. 1, 2. I think it really depends on the reference piece. So I got three knuckles. I think it's going to be okay. See, this pose is pretty cool too. Yeah, we're going with what we got. I'm staying with what we got. We're going with that. I'm just making a decision on that. Hey, Dan, thanks, man. Thanks for following. I know these lives are a little boring, but if you catch the next live after this guy's done, the lives are all basically going to be set up more as like build-alongs, right? Except for this one. All the rest of them, you'd have like class night 1, class night 2, and I'd give you a list of materials, and you guys can join up, and we just build something together. It's kind of like a make and take, but over the internet. This whole guy here is a little bit different because I've never made one of these, so I didn't know. I could never come up with a real material list because I didn't know what I was going to do. So it's been a little odd. But the next, boy, I got way out of focus there. I'm sorry, guys. The next one, though, this middle one pulled way up. the next class we do, it'll be something I'm a little more comfortable with. Or at least in the realm of me being a little more comfortable so I can get a list. See, it all tries to shift on you a little bit. I'm looking at this thing and they're rolling on me. So this finger's kind of going out this direction. This other one's coming out here. But I think we can go with that. And I might even be able to just turn the very ends of this wire into the claws themselves. That may be something that happens too. We'll see what happens. Let's bend this other hand into place. Right on, Charlotte. Get some sleep. Hopefully you sleep good. And we'll see you again next week. And I'll check out the pic you sent over. I can see that pumpkin, dude. This hand, we're just going to see, straighten up. We're just going to bend you a little bit. You're not going to have anything special going on. You're just going to be. Sorry, I keep getting out of. I'm paying attention to what I'm bending, and then I'm not doing it in the camera space, so you can't see what's going on. I'm just getting some bends in all these knuckle areas. Let's see if we can twist this way just a little bit. That looks like a little hand. Just nothing crazy to the pose on that, but it works, right? So Dan says, reference to McFarlane Pumpkinhead toy. They're great photos of that model. Lupin says that Wiki has a movie poster, a good shot of the hands. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm glad you got faith in me. You want to try to pull this thing off, and have a good night. All right, let's move this up. Stand you guys up a little bit more now. Let's get these guys attached. We're going to start over here with this hand. I don't want to just lay that right up on top. Man, is my hand too small? Shoot. Is that too small? Yes, Lupin, you're correct. Portion is She's a pain sometimes. But I'm almost thinking, I know I'm out of focus here, but I think I can get away with maybe separating these a little wider. All right. Let's pull this thumb down a little more. And then as we mache this thing, I can probably thicken all of this up. And get some better proportions on that. So, widen that out a little bit. I'm going to put some glue on this. Hold this in place. And I think I will be able to as start layering some mache and put some detail on his hand. I think I'll be able to pull these proportions back and make it look better. Yeah, I'm going to add to the top of the hand a little bit more as well. I'm also going to cut, I'm going to slit in this where I get the hand to lay up inside here, and I may even trim this down a little bit on the forearm, so it thins down a little bit more before it gets to the hand. The hand is going to have to be bulkier for sure, but I think I can go ahead and get this into place without making a brand new hand. And I think I can make this work. At least that's what I'm telling myself, and that's what we're going to try. See if I can do this without burning myself. See, my chat's great. You guys are great. You guys always have great ideas. All right, let's go ahead and cut this. Let's put this into place. And I probably would have been smart to have cut that before I mounted the arm. Live and learn. See, generally, when I do a tutorial, I've already done it, and I've already learned all the stuff of what not to do. Hey, there's our skeleton to the old arm right there. Let's just peel this all the way back. Get off there. Well, basically, I can glue that into place. We will tape that up. I am going to cut and thin that a little bit, I think. Let's just do it and see how it looks. can always be cut off later. Always be cut off later. Fatten that out a little bit. That's probably still going to be okay. Man, that's going to be, this is going to be too thick by the time we start adding stuff to that. So let's shave some off of here. Sorry, guys, at the moment, I'm just trying to concentrate and not cut my fingers off. But what I'm trying to do is thin this arm section down just a little bit. Because we started this off as a base layer, right? And so it's kind of thick already. The hand's a little out of proportion. I think I can save it. But I need this to be thinner to begin with so we can match up on that. Is that going to work? I think I can make that work. Let's push this thumb up higher. I think that's going to be okay. Let's get this other one in place here. Let's have a look and see how it's going to look once it's in place. What a challenge. This is for sure. try that. Keith, what's up, man? Nice to see you in the chat. I was working on pumpkin for the giveaway earlier today. Just getting ready to head home. Getting done with work, huh? Right on. I was home most of the day. The job I was supposed to go get equipment for today. My equipment was supposed to come in, and it didn't come in. Second time. I've now moved this job start date twice. Not good. Just gave me some more time for this stuff and working on the giveaway for pumpkin for Pandora's giveaway, but oh man, my knee really hurts. All right, let's see. I think that's going to work. I think I can bulk all that out enough to make the proportions look right. If it's too far off, I can still break it off later. I can add something else to it. But this is giving me something, kind of something to work with a little bit here. Let's see. I've got to mache these pieces together. I do think we need to add a little more stabilization down here in the bottom. This has got to get wrapped. That's got to get wrapped. We can wrap around the hands. Those wrists a little bit. I do need to start working on chest piece here and bringing out some ribs and things like that. But I want to pull all this stuff through first. I need to get at least a good layer on there before I start dealing with rib details there. Ooh, and we need to make a tail. He's got a tail. Well, thanks, man. I'm glad you think it's coming along good. I need a tail. Let's go. Okay, what Dan say? Dan said look up, and Lupin. Well, Lupin said Wiki's got one, and Dan says McFarlane. Let's see. But see, that's what's throwing me off. This one doesn't have a tail. This one has a tail. Okay, all you guys that have watched the movie, does he have a tail in the movie? I mean, this shows that he's got a tail as well. And that shows that he has a tail too. So we're going tail. Yeah. We're gonna put tail on this thing. So let's work on a tail. I was thumbing through all this stuff and didn't even realize I wasn't sharing my screen. Sorry. But yeah, he's got a tail. Yeah, Keith, you're correct. If I get getting some clay down there, it'll help out as well. But I'm also thinking that before I even do that, I think I might drill just a couple of small holes next here, and put just a stub of I got some. Oh shoot! I got some 10-2 wire over here, and I think if I take a couple pieces and drill them in, and then just come up a little bit right there, tape them to them, and throw some mache over that first, even before I start doing the clay. That'll give a little extra support. So let's tail. What do we want to make the tail out of? How about we do the tail? Should I do? Well, I've got this wire. Why not do it? Why not use hanger wire? I've got hanger wire. Let's use hanger wire. And I want this tail. I want this tail. One of the pictures I saw, this tail kind of came through, hit the ground, and it came back out and up. So what if we do that? Oh, something like this. I'll bend you a little more. Something like that. I got some curl around and a little bit coming back up to the front here. Just so you can see it, right? Because I think it's got a little pointy thing on the end of it. So that way we've got the tail on the shot too. When you're looking at it, you know from the front the thing has a tail. So it's not like me trying to debate whether or not it's got a tail. And I want the tail pretty thin on the end, but it needs some paper. And this area, I'm probably going to drill a hole too, and I'll send this up through here. So I need to mark off where I want the paper to stop. Should be right in here somewhere. It's going to be a little thicker here. Just really need to thin it down. Yeah, let's just play with it. Let's just play with it and see what we can do. All right, so we got hands. Let's get this tail going on. Oh, yeah, I think it'll help it stabilize it too. For sure. For show. For show. I got some paper around here somewhere. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa. Whoa now. Whoa, Wilbur, let's get a little more room. Get you out of the way. See, I already had all this stuff here in place because I was pretty sure we were going to just be machining pretty quick, but I forgot we had a tail. But before we wrap this tail, I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole in this guy. Drill a hole in the bung hole here. Let's see about. If you got a queasy stomach, don't watch. Yeah, like that. And then after I get the tail made and machined, I should be able to just, oh, a little too far. Sorry, fella. You're going to feel a slight pinch. And then in. So literally, I can wrap this. We can throw some mache on it. I can then go ahead and insert back into said bunghole and put it in place. How about that? Oh, I'm a great cornholio. Yeah, Kippy. For my bunghole. Oh, this isn't tearing good at all. Let's get some tape. Tape. Where'd my tape go? Here it is, right here. Got some tape. I turned that music down, but can you hear the music? Carrie was down here a little bit ago. She could kind of hear it. She was like, "What is that noise?" I said, "It's music, babe." It's kind of quiet at the moment. I think it's in between songs. Just let me know in the chat if you have heard anything as far as music in the background. Dead End Yard Hunt is here. I think he's just following Keith all the time. He only shows up after Keith pops up on here. Yeah, Keith, they do. I've got a bunch of. I got some phone books in here that I used to. The only problem with phone book paper, and I like phone book paper a whole lot, is that it is very, very weak. So it takes a lot more layers, if that's making sense to you at all. Like newspaper print, you can get away with less layers. But phone book print is pretty nice. It's pretty malleable when you mix some mache into it. It lays down a lot nicer, I guess I should say. All right, on. Well, it's nice that just creeping along and people are building stuff. Man, I know there's times when like earlier today when I was working on this pumpkin, I was literally looking for something on YouTube that was at least 30 minutes or an hour long to kind of entertain myself while I was doing it. And I didn't want to look at junk. Alan's got a few old live streams that run quite a distance, but I've seen so many of them. I've watched almost every single one of them. That tail's pretty thin. Pretty thin. Let's pull this up here. Pretty thin on the end there. I don't want to over bulk this. Where was that other picture at? Yeah, so we can get away with. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to take that down a little bit. I'm going to add a little more girth up here. And then literally on this wire end here, I'm not going to put anything As far as bulking that out, I'm not going to put anything on it. And then this will probably just get a little bit of glue and stuff, and then either like some toilet paper straight to it later on during detail wise, or like or we'll use some paper towel that I can oversaturate and get to break down. That way it stays pretty thin. That makes sense. Keith and Dead End are discussing mold making. I am going to dive off into that this summer. I got a few things I want to make to recreate the cell. So I'm going to play around just a little bit. Some of that too. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Okay, I think that's going to work. Let's throw some shea on that tail there and then shove that into place. Keith has got a silicone addiction. Just like crack cheaper? Absolutely. That's the only thing that I'm worried about. Is that stuff getting expensive? Linda, that's a pretty good idea. She says it would have been cool to have it coming around and stabbing a pumpkin on the end. I mean, that's still possible by the time it's all said and done. Maybe. All right, let's throw some shea on this tail. Let's shove it into place, and then it can dry up. It can dry up on that board, and that'll kind of glue it into place at the same time. Get a two for one. Well, Keith, someone could mistake it for that. But oh well. I think one of my boys is home. I think Colin just walked through the door a minute ago. Let's throw some Muche on here. Some Muchetti. Let's get my arm out of the pick there. The thing about wood glue and water is it just never goes bad. But it does settle at the bottom. Like you stir this up and then you wait overnight or whatever, and it's been, 8 hours or more, you'll get some of that glue kind of separating from the water and settling down to the bottom. So you always got to go in there and kind of clean that up a bit, stir it up a bit, reactivate it, get it going, and you're good to go. Keith, be safe driving home, man. Have a good night. Just be safe. I'm still trying to get some of my patrons to come on here live with me, throw on a webcam and join in on the fun so we can see their creations right along with it. I think that's the most exciting thing for me, seeing the stuff you guys make. Oh, I just wadded that up pretty good right there. Ah, that's not pretty. Let's straighten that out a little bit. That was prettier a minute ago. Let's take some tape, even though this is going to be wet. Let's see if I can pull that down. Lupin. Uh, if I need to really reposition this, I'll probably have to cut it. But that's why right now, so what's going to happen right now, so this is going to be different than the arms and the hands. While this mache is wet, I'm going to stab it back up through his bunghole and go ahead and set the tail in position. So it's already there, so as it dries up, it can just dry up nice and hard as it is. Hopefully that makes sense. We're going to have to make some balls. We'll make some balls. We're going to probably not make a ball for the tail, but we're going to make a part of a ball for the tail. But rest assured, there will be some ball making on this. We will be playing with some balls because we got some little pumpkins that need to be made for the bottom of this. So he's in a pumpkin patch. Right? Right. So I haven't forgot about the balls. They're my favorite. just trying to add a little more girth right here in this area. I wasn't paying attention to shape that well, and I let it dive down a little too thin too quick. So I think let's go ahead and do just a little further down there. Just a little further. Start here. Okay. That isn't looking too bad for the base of a tail. We're hanging around 12. Around 12 of you guys hang around here. I saw 13 a couple times. Get a few people that pop in, pop back out. I can imagine that sometimes it's just not that interesting. All right, we've got us a tail. Well, we got us a tail shaped. I wouldn't call it a full tail. But we can go ahead and get this. Where'd my hole go? There it is. Come on. Ah, my hands are slick. Ah, where are my pliers? Here we go. Let's do this. There we go. You're going to feel just a little pressure. It'll be over soon. There we go. Get up there. Just a little pressure. All right. See, look at that. That works. So, tail's in, wrapping down. We are here. We're going to I'm going to throw a little wood glue just down here so that can rest in the wood glue. That's going to definitely bond and glue that to there. And then as I add more stuff to it, we can sculpt around it. I don't need to get underneath of it, I don't think, but that gives us a tail. Let's go ahead and merge this with the birdie. Let's move you guys in here. You're getting good. Good. We're starting OnlyFans right now with our pumpkin head as we post naughty pictures of his booty. But let's go ahead and secure this tail to the rest of his body. I am going to dip these though, I think. Well, let's get a little bit. Let's rub a little bit on. Should I pull him back a little bit? Almost messed that up. No, let's leave that like that. That'll work. That'll work. Down to 9. We're losing people. People are dropping like flies. We're going to run these small little strips kind of around here. Back down. We're going to bring some from body down to the tail itself. Man, apparently so. Lupin, I would say they are. I mean, this isn't always the most entertaining thing in the world, but I've had you guys have hung in there a lot longer in the past. I'm really surprised I haven't seen Reap's Horror on here. He hasn't missed a live stream in a while. I mean, Craig was there for a little bit, but I think he drifted off too. We're losing him. Tell you what, though, this being small like this and being out of my element, it's kind of it's fun for sure. It's definitely a learning process, right? It's always good to push yourself. I think it's going to turn out pretty decent. Oh, careful, careful. Easy. Easy with that. I guess I just get to a point where I've got to get used to lives. I just worry about entertainment factor. And I guess those of you who are going to stick around that want to make stuff and want to watch this, that the process itself is entertainment factor. But for me, this guy is oddly satisfying. I mean, this is a challenge. Don't get me wrong. This one is a challenge, but I'm finding the challenge satisfying at the same time. Dead end still here, sweet. I figured you probably were, but you're working on molding too, so I get it, man. When your hands are dirty and full of stuff, it's hard to chat. Okay, that's going to hold your tail into place for now. It needs to dry up some so I can be a little more forceful with it. We'll go ahead and get these shoulders macheted into place and around these forearm areas here, so we get these things kind of locked in. Besides getting the head on, once we got these locked in and the forearms are locked in, the tail is locked in, then this base of this sculpture is locked into place. And we've got good start, some bones to start with. And then from this point on, we can start working on detail, adding some muscles to the legs and the feet and the chest and the arms and all that stuff. I'm not going to put the head on. I'm going to sculpt the head off of him. So when we get in the chest area later on, I'll get some stuff going on with these ribs and everything, but then I'm going to kind of leave this area open. That way when the head's done, we put it on there, we can build the neck around it and do all that detail later. Dude, dead end, you're right, man. It's all this stuff. Like even this part of this is not exciting. So generally, and I don't know when you've discovered the channel or whatever, but a lot of the time on my channel is just creating things and editing it all down, taking a project that takes 2 or 3 weeks and getting it into like a 15-minute video with quick fun edits where you can just see the process through. The point of this Monday Night Live was to be able to kind of do projects that I already did before and be something that everybody could kind of build along like a live class. It's technically a live class. When you guys are building, where those guys are building along, creating something from mache, I could ask those questions. You know, people had questions, I could answer them. We could talk about that stuff and just build right along. Because we started with a pumpkin back before Halloween, and then we did trick or treat baskets. So we've got guys made pumpkins. They've made trick or treat baskets. We made that pumpkin spider. They made so we've got guys along that are doing it. The only problem with this one is it's not a class. Not a class because I'm winging this whole thing. I don't have what I'm doing is not necessarily what I call the right technique. I mean, we're just doing it. But I do know there's a few of them out there. Linda, for one, she's Linda Solis. I'm going to screw that. She's building along. I've seen pictures, and that's awesome. I'm impressed that she's building along because my instructions on this guy are not very clear. Yeah, I'm technology challenged too on a lot of stuff, but I've self-taught myself how to edit some, and my edits suck compared to a lot of guys. The goal is if I can get to a point where I love to be able to just hire someone to like edit my other videos, which I'm going to get back into doing because this extension of the studio is almost done. And if I could get to that point where all I had to do was make stuff and then send off the editing to be done by someone else, would be so much better. I'm kind of in that debate at the moment too. There's parts of me that wants to make some um, items for sale, but I like teaching as well. So this is more like on the teaching side of stuff. So that's the struggle, right? How to take what you love to do. I enjoy the teaching part of it and turn that into a full-time gig. That will get figured out. Always coming together. That tail really freaking helped. You guys can't see. This looks odd up top. Your guys' view for sure. But that tail, let me see if I can get you guys a little bit higher to where you got more of a downward angle on this thing here. So you can see this a little better. Is that tail for sure? Oh, here we go. Hang on. Hold tight. Don't get sick. We're going to undo the camera here. Let's move it. Oh, things are getting crazy here. Have a look over there for a moment. We'll see part of that stuff over there. Things coming together. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Whoa, do I have enough cord? Yes. I managed to not unplug you guys. So that's good. Whoa, stay on the deal. Let's come down like this. See if we can bring you a little closer. The lighting is terrible. If I kill this light, is that easier to see? I tried to get my daughter's going to be a junior next year, and she's taking some classes in school or whatever, but I can't convince her to do my editing. Is that lighting bad? Or can you guys see? Do I need to do something different? At the moment, yes, we're not making any real details. I'm just trying to marry these arms to the body. Like we got the legs already married up to the body. That tail's now married to the body. We cut that. I cut this spot here a couple weeks ago so I could get a bend in his body. I'm probably going to go ahead and throw some mache strips across that. So we kind of stiffen that up a little bit. That needs to be done. I've forgotten about that. I'm just really trying to pull some strength in these joints. I mean, yeah, it's got some hanger wire and stuff there, but just a little bit of hot glue to kind of tack those arms into place. So we need to take, and I'll ask Wales, man. I know Linda's building along, so because I was getting ready to ask with this thing, I've been tempted to work on it during the week and then just kind of, because this isn't like that much of a class, and then the next Monday you just kind of see what I've done and build on from there. But I know Linda's building along, so I'm not going to change that. Because if I did that, then there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't be seen. What are you doing, Rufus? What's up, buddy? Hmm. And he's out. He sounds like a horse. He's a good sized dog, and he sounds like a horse when he's walking. Man, I wish I could raise this table up, though. I built these work tables a long time ago, and I built them at a height that are really, really good for setting down and working on a project. But standing up like this, not so much. It's kind of hard on your back. Let's come down here a little closer. Man, I'm getting shea paste all over this rigged up stuff. Let's put this light back on. See if you can see the wrists here. I'm going to go ahead and get these wrists put into place or macheted into place instead of just glue and tape. I don't know how many of you guys that are watching got little ones or got kids in school or anything else, but I just kind of realized that school is almost over here. So my daughter, I think tomorrow is her last day of school. And then she's out for the summertime. And then Carrie is a paraeducator, so she helps out with teachers in class, and she's in grade school level, and I think they are out on Thursday, I think. So everybody's almost out for summer vacation. So crazy. Hey, you know what? When I was talking about a storm in the beginning, we had a little bit of lights flickering earlier, but the storm has gone past and we never lost power. You guys have been here the entire time. All right, Lupin, that's correct. Yeah, that would work. Just something to raise up just a little bit. And that's basically it. Just when I'm standing there, just a couple inches enough that I don't have to, my back has just had an awkward an awkward. We just had kind of an awkward little angle there when I standing up on this and causing it to hurt. Let's go ahead and get this elbow kind of in one piece. Two hours and 12 minutes, and I've got how many dedicated? 7. Everybody's dropping off tonight. When we detail this, we'll add some actual elbows to that and get some of that pointy stuff going on. But like I said earlier, all at this point in time, all I'm trying to do is kind of marry all the joints, put everything together. Basically, everything's kind of one piece. Right? Let's take you guys off of this thing again. Oh, hello. Woo! Ain't no better TV. That's quality right there. Just throwing you guys around like that. Let's move you over here. Let's take you real close if we can on this elbow here. Like, let's see if we can get stupid close. Can we? Is it going to focus? Look at that. Now we're stupid close. Now we're stupid close. So I got hot glue in here. Then that's just the point where we cut it and broke it and bent it. So all I'm doing is just layering right over this little bitty area here with a little bit of that hand is in the way. With some Mache paste, putting this together. And if you can work air bubbles out, right? It's kind of one of the best things you can do with Mache anyway. If you got any air trapped in between your layers, creates weak points. So if you can get it to not have hardly any air bubbles in there, you'll be a lot stronger. Not that this particular joint needs a lot of strength. I can tell you right now, just by adding the tail, even with me pushing around prodding on this thing, it's a lot stiffer than it was before. So that's helped out a bunch. All right, we're there. Let's do some. You want to cut that back and fill that all with glue. So I cut that, separated that so we get a little bend on there. Let's go ahead and throw at least a little mache around that. And join this in as one piece. I'm not going to layer a whole lot on this. I'm not worried about really creating strength at the moment because this middle section is pretty sturdy. I'm just wanting to cover up that glue spot. Whoops. Punched you right in the face with that camera. And let's throw on one more piece here. Well, maybe one more. Woo! Focus. Focus. What? Yep. Hang on just a second, people. All right. I'm back. I'm back. Let's see. Okay. Woo! Let's look. Have a look. So that pose, that tail's pretty sexy right there. I like it. The hands are still a little wonky. I'm not sure on the hands, but the pose is coming down. We'll see on the hands. As the hands come along and I bulk some of those fingers out, that may be something Now that I start with, I might start messing with the hands first to make sure that I'm satisfied with the way they look and go into those arms before I do anything else. But as for tonight, we're done, right? This whole body piece is all basically now down to get on there. Get on there. I got a mess going on. Our body's down to a basic bulk shape, which is good. We got something we can work with now. It's all cohesive, one piece. That tail really helped out. Now we can start detailing. Now we start detailing the body and making things work right. And I'm probably going to do detail work on the body first, and then we'll pull the head out and start working on the head. Let's get some muscle texture on this guy. Start pulling some of this together a little bit. We'll get him some ribs and a chest cavity going on there. That'll start helping out. We'll get those horn things on the end of his shoulders up and kind of poked out. You know, we'll just start working on details, right? On all the things that make this guy the who he is. So I know tonight wasn't exciting, wasn't a whole lot of fun, but man, you guys, at least six of you are still here after 2.5 hours. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm calling it a night. He needs to dry up. Next week, let's throw some detail on this thing. And those of you that are, Linda, if you're still here, and I know you're building along, those ones that are building along, send me some pics. I want to see it. I'll see where you guys are at. Lupin, appreciate it. Thanks, brother. It is going to come along. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm going to be pretty happy with it. But I'm going to call it a night. It's almost 10 o'clock my time. Not much more I can do with him. We're going to get on him next week. Next week should be fun. We'll get some detail on this thing. Start getting some muscles and some anatomy put on him. And he's going to start coming together looking pretty good. But I'm out. I'll see you all hopefully next Monday. 7:20, 7:30, every single Monday. When we get past this guy, we'll get more to a real class where all the rest of you guys can go along. But and check out if all you've seen is a live class, go thumb through the channel. There's all kinds of tutorials on there and all kinds of stuff from pumpkins to bats and whatever and skeletons and all kinds of ground breakers and junk crap like that. There's fun things to go check out because trust me, this little guy back here, he's going to be pretty cool. And he's got a video coming up, and I've just about got all of this over here done. And I can get back to this, and we can have a fun video instead of just these boring things. You guys, see you all. Have a good night, and keep making something from nothing.